Start.
I can edit it out. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, if you have a bat, you want to find out where the center is. So I usually get a wet finger and I put a spot on my wheels so I know where to put my clay. I try and keep the bottom of my clay in between the bat and the clay as dry as I can get it. Because if you get water underneath here, it just makes your life harder. So then you put it in the center to the best of your ability, and I usually push a little bit. Okay? That way we know that it's stuck to the bat. Next, get your hands really wet. And you want to make an A, okay, with your hand, with your arms. You don't want, especially ladies, you don't want to let your arms leave your knees because you need that extra bit to help you center. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to kind of put my hands around my clay. I'm going to push pretty hard.
And like just like the threats he made, it's just like it was like.
You can slap it on there. I find that it's really hard to do it like this. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep my hands kind of pushing on both sides to the best of my ability until they really don't move anymore. And I have a cone up. Okay? Now, coning up and then pushing back down is going to help you center. So this is the second part. You can either push with this part of your hand here, or sometimes I'll do the karate chop method, which is pushing on my hand right here. Okay? So once I have this here, then I'm going to push my clay down while keeping my hand on the side. Okay, and you can do this as many times as you need to. Pull it up, push it down, pull it up, push it down. It's totally up to you if it's centered. It will make it more and more centered the more that you push it and pull it up and down. Okay, so now notice my head and my nose is almost right over the top of my project as well. Okay, so that is worth 10 points when we do the wheel. Then there's a couple of ways that we can pull this open. Okay, so the next step for 10 more points, you're going to pull this open. And I like to use my thumbs. Mr. Masick pulls with 2 of his fingers. But I like to use my thumb and my hand to stabilize the side of the pot. And I just start pulling. Notice that I'm getting a lot of water on my hand, and I'm just using my hand to sort of cup the side of my project. Now, one of the things you do want to do when you start to get down to the bottom here, and one of the reasons why we're doing this is so that we can check the inside walls of our project when we're done. We're actually going to try and make a cylinder. So what I'm doing right now is I'm pressing down on the bottom of my pot, trying to get that clay compressed down at the bottom, because if you don't compress the bottom, it will crack, and then we have a crack in the bottom. Now, if you're going to make a cylinder, you want to start now pulling the clay up from the bottom. You can either use this method with the side of your finger right here. Some people use a sponge. And I actually learned this the right-handed way, even though I'm left-handed. So you can either use a sponge and also kind of keep the back side supported, but you're going to start pulling up your clay a little bit at a time. And I did not put my fingernails.
Cody was on his way. He went out and he went and got
James showed up with Brandon.
Okay, so you notice that I'm pulling up that clay is even with even pressure on both sides
James and Cameron are going to be
as they
together.
go.
That is supposed to be those two versus those two. If anything, that's what I think of it.
Now, we are making cylinders.
But it's supposed to be, because they were growing with each other. But,
So the next step would be to foot the bottom. Now, Mr. Misick says you can foot the bottom with this tool. I kind of like this tool. It's really a footing tool. So what you want to do is you want to scrape some of this stuff off the bottom and get a nice foot. You want to try and make it 45 degrees on the bottom. It's a nice kind of foot. Your glaze won't pass. Okay, and then also the last piece is to take a chamois, which I don't have any paper towel around. So here is the alternative to chamoising. You can take your finger and put it here and just chamois the top a little
That's the
bit.
thing, like, that's what I'm
Or just taper the top just a tiny bit.
stupid kids, because like some kid's gonna like pull out a
You do it in
knife
between your fingers here.
Bryce, we can't fight it.
Because you want to have, that's the part that's going to touch somebody's lips
go to jail.
on a mug.
Oh, yeah, I'm not looking forward to being 18.
Jail.
Okay?
Big boy house.
Oh, we can go to prison. Sure.
Prison.
Okay? The last thing you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to cut this in half.
Yeah. Scary. It's like the only reason why I wouldn't want to go to prison.
Big ass Bubba comes running up to you.
Hey, get over here, boy. Hey, you got long hair. I like that.
No, yours is too complicated.
I like the long hair.
You should have even walls and an even bottom.
Yeah, there's this thing.
Okay? You put your name on it.
Scare kids.
Put this. I'm not sure where we're going to put this yet, but you'll show it to me. Show me the fact that you have an even sides and an even bottom.
He's like, oh,
Okay?
you're Indian, right?
It's not the best feeling, but.
He's like, yeah, you got that nice